Yeah.
How are you guys?
Doing great.
Doing well.
Right on. So how did you guys start? Like what how did this come about?
Bring it, Nate.
Initially, Adrian and I had bands that were falling apart at the same time, so basically formed a band with just us two at the moment in like 2015. Wow. Yeah, like almost 9 years ago.
God. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, just the two of us. I was originally the drummer until we found Jake.
Right on.
Then just throughout the years, I think, Damien, you've probably been in the band, what, 6 years? And then
Yeah, that sounds right.
Josh has been in the band for a little under a year.
Almost a year.
Okay. Do you guys want to introduce yourselves?
Sure.
Yeah, let's bring it around town.
Sure. Nate, one of the guitarists.
I'm Damien. I'm the bass player.
Adrian, the other guitarist.
I'm Josh. I'm the lead vocalist.
I'm Jake, drummer.
Okay. Right on. All right. So you guys, do you guys have any, like, you said you had your first album coming out and you already had a couple singles. So what are the singles that you guys have out?
So we have Alien Ant Farm, which is, how would you describe it?
Alien Ant Farm is my favorite one.
Yeah,
honestly.
it's fun to play.
It's essentially about like being part of a part of the system and wanting to be an individual or whatever. That's kind of the gist of the song. But I wrote it about a literal alien ant farm because when Nate made the song, he thought it sounded kind of like Alien Ant Farm, the band or whatever. So he just like kind of titled it that as a placeholder, and I took it very literally. So I wrote a song about alien bugs.
I feel like it makes sense though, because
Yeah.
especially if you're trying to break from the system and you're trying to break from like a hive mind thing,
Yeah.
It works.
it makes sense.
Right on.
More Than John is another single.
More Than John is about general. John could be replaceable. You could switch that out for whatever name you want. It's just about somebody you hate.
Usually you lie.
Somebody who's like when we play it live at like my last show, my friend Dylan was in the concert. I changed it to More Than Dylan. Just talk shit about him. Then what we got? Cheers.
Cheers to the bitter end.
Yeah.
Cheers. It's about like saying goodbye to like a bad relationship kind of thing. But
All right.
three we got.
Yeah, the way that we released them was just to kind of showcase like kind of the versatility with our sound that we do. So each one's different compared to the other one. So
For sure.
Okay. And what about your first album? When does that come out?
We're getting real close, so hopefully the end of this year.
Okay. So there's no release date yet, but you're close.
Yeah, not quite.
There, 2 more songs to go. One should be knocked out in the next week, and then the last one will feature friends. So that might be why we'll be pushing it to about the end of the year, beginning of next year.
Yeah, we've released 7 of the 9, or well, we have recorded fully 7 of the 9. Only released 3, but we have one that is going to be our last one that we're going to feature our friend Brandon Miles, and hopefully we'll be able to be done by the end of the year.
Okay, right on. And your shows coming up? You have? Do you have one? Is it this weekend?
yeah,
Yep.
Yeah.
Saturday.
And where's that at?
at Meltdown Creative Works.
I don't know what that's at.
We're like
So-
K-Grove.
Screen printing business. They have done a lot of our merchandise as well.
Okay, right on. So it's just are they set up like outside or?
Well, the space that they have an additional room where they actually set up for local shows once a month. So we've been partaking in that for a couple of years now, even though they've had several different spaces.
Okay. All right. Any other shows coming up?
Next
21st in
weekend.
Bartonville
Mhm.
at a BG Karaoke Saloon.
Okay.
It's a pretty cool, unique venue. It used to be a sane asylum.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Mhm. Yeah.
Now it's a bunch of different businesses.
So now it's still an insane asylum, basically.
Right.
Yeah. Fair.
Just with drinking involved, yeah.
All right. So have you guys like do all of you guys play instruments, or is it just you guys have your own thing, or how's that go?
Just go through it.
Yeah, so I play bass primarily, but I also play guitar. I do vocals. I do backing vocals as well. But I went to school for music, so I do like sound production and stuff as well. So try to do some music stuff while I can all the time.
Yeah, I mean, I can play pretty much any stringed instrument. I've played different horns before, even though we don't do anything like that in this band. So I'm kind of all over.
Primarily now I play guitar, but I've been a drummer since I was 9, so there's a lot of time there. I also got a music degree, glorified performance degree, so a lot of percussion instruments. But like I play guitar, play bass, I've done backing vocals in bands before. Keys, pretty much anything I can play it.
I started off playing piano, then I played guitar with my little brother a lot, and bass a little bit. When I was in junior high, I did like trombone or something. I played trombone for a few years, and then once I got to high school, kind of went back to guitar and stuff. And then just other little instruments like the ocarina, just little like toy instruments and stuff. But I started tattooing and kind of moved to the tattooing aspect instead of doing music so much for a while, until these guys have all been my friends for a little bit, and they needed a vocalist. So in the last year that I started, I kind of took over and kind of started doing vocals because I do like singing, but have never really had any reason to do that before.
Okay.
I'm just going. There's play drums. I play drums.
He's the menace.
Yeah.
All right.
A big metal man that carries the whole band on his back single-handedly.
Yeah, support man. That's important. Yeah, I have my own personal cheerleader, so I get it.
Yeah.
She drives me everywhere and does all the stuff that I don't want to fucking do. Well, that's pretty awesome. Most of the time, they all usually have some type of background, and especially with multiple instruments. So I just figured I'd ask. Before you guys go out on a live show, have you guys done quite a few live shows? I mean, not maybe as a band, but separately?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
for sure.
Oh yeah.
How many do you think we've done this year?
We've probably done
Like since January till now, probably like
15 or so with this group. I know Adrian and myself, like I said, we're in former bands, so I probably did about 100 or so with previous people, and we probably did
So
too.
I've been playing since like 2009, so who knows at this point how many shows I've played?
Right.
I was in a band in high school and stuff, and we would play shows. And then I played bass for a couple other people in town also. So
I've never done a show until I started with these
Yeah.
guys in January.
We're all pretty,
This is
pretty
my-
fluid besides Josh.
Yeah. I'm the baby. I'm the newbie.
All right. That rocks. So, I mean, I did listen to the 3 songs that you did have out. And, you got some good lungs there. So
I do my best.
it's pretty good. So I listened to it. I checked it out. And actually, your guys' website is streaming at the bottom. For people
yeah, it is.
that are listening and watching, they can check it out.
I didn't know we have a website, but that's pretty
I did my homework.
nice.
Okay, so I mean, that's pretty neat. What about like, do you guys have any like I I don't know, rituals or something that you would do before you get on fucking stage. Like, I don't know. I interviewed Edge of Destiny and I've seen them a couple times. And she always sings that Christina Aguilera song before she gets on. I don't know. I've noticed it. She didn't notice it, but I've noticed it. So do you guys do anything, I don't know, weird?
Besides drink shots, I don't know if we have.
Yeah, we do a round of shots to get the courage up.
Let's go find out.
Yeah.
This guy over here.
No, I mean, personally, like I'll sit there and like hold my phone to my head and like listen through our songs just to have it. Like that sounds shitty, but like I like to kind of have it fresh in my head when we get going because usually it's after a day of work or something, and I would just like to be kind of refreshed on it. But other than that, we oftentimes if we all have Saturdays off or something, and we're playing Saturday or whatever day we play, we would usually practice at like noon or something like that, and then go and do the show later on just to be prepared for it.
Right on.
It's like normal warm-up routine for me, pretty much.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I mean, that's better than some of the answers I've gotten before. Some of the times I've had to cut it out because it was not appropriate.
Like I masturbate 17 times.
Yeah, it's some wicked shit. I'm like, all right, man.
You got that.
That's awesome. Okay, well, I mean, yeah, I'm sure that as like time goes on, though, you guys, since you guys kind of just are going, you'll start picking up weird shit. I've had a guy like, we won't even go there. There's been some, but it's kind of nice to kind of and funny to be able to see what people do. It's like I can't even remember what band it was. He said he recites all 50 states before he gets on.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's just random.
Was it one of our shows? I did hear a guy. It was the vocalist. He was doing the Tibetan throat singing.
Oh.
So he'd walk by and he'd be like, I'm like, oh, okay. And then a kangaroo comes and kicks my ass, but it's okay.
Right on.
I know it's pretty cool.
Sweet.
I don't know.
I couldn't hear what he said.
He thought it was pretty cool.
Different backgrounds.
Yeah.
Musically, yeah.
For sure.
Like Nate, what do you usually listen to?
I mean, I can listen to fucking Frank Sinatra to like, Black Sabbath. I listen to anything really.
Oh, that's less of a range than you would think that it is.
I mean, I guess, but like,
And like, what do you do?
I listen, like, I'm like a big metalhead and stuff, but like I grew up on like new metal and like reggae, industrial stuff. Yeah, so I do a lot of that, like especially if I just practice on my own and just like noodling.
Tarzan soundtrack.
Okay.
Okay, I will
Phil
throw that
Collins,
in there.
Tarzan.
I will throw that in there. Phil Collins, the Tarzan soundtrack. No, so yeah, that's like what I play.
For me, mostly metal. A lot of like early 2000s metalcore. I'd say that's definitely like a heavy influence for me. Like really Killswitch Engage stuff like that. But I will listen to anything. A lot more like instrumental prog stuff now. Especially if you listen to some of the solos, you can probably hear that influence there. So that's for me. A lot of heavy stuff mostly.
I listen to almost exclusively rap music. Like I either listen to like old school rap or some new like Griselda, or I was on like Rhymesayers for a long time, but I listened mostly to rap. And back in the day, when I mostly listened to metal, it was a lot of like Horse the Band, Arsonist, Get All the Girls, like some kind of some stuff that a lot of people haven't maybe heard of, but they hit me a certain way when I was in like high school back in like 2010 or something like that. Especially Horse the Band, I think it's just so weird. It's like a Nintendo core, like 8-bitty kind of weird punk rock, metal or whatever you want to call it.
You still going with Phil Collins?
I'm more of a I'm very much a punk rock guy. I love I grew up on like all the like old like 90s, 2000 pop punk rock, and that's where most of my drumming style comes from.
Jake listens to
uh,
country music.
I also love all like the new age metal that came out, and I'm caught in between the two of them. And then he makes fun of me for everything I do. There's punching in the face.
No, we sing "Friends in Low Places" by Garth Brooks every Tuesday at karaoke. We're gonna go do that here after the
He ripped
interview.
my pants off my fucking body. Alright?
I did rip his pants.
Oh, and he looks like Daisy Dukes in the front, mud flaps in the back. You should go find a Daisy Wheeler, then wash it shirtless.
I have no pants. I have no pants.
He showed me a rip in his pants, and I grabbed it and ripped it all the way until his pants were no longer.
Oh my god. My goodness.
And then they try to tape it back with Gorilla Tape.
Yeah.
Oh god. Did it work though?
No.
Nope. You want to stand
Hey,
up?
did not work.
Yeah.
Oh man.
You gotta come over here, bud.
It didn't work.
He's got nothing left.
Well, damn.
All right.
Thanks, bud. Thanks, man.
Oh my god.
Well, that sucks. Gorilla Tape doesn't work for everything, huh?
No.
Apparently not. No.
Now we should got some flex tape from Bill Swift.
Yeah, in
Right
case you
on.
didn't notice, we're sitting on the ground right now.
Yeah, it's all good though. I can still see you guys. We're good. What kind of goals do you guys have for yourselves? Like I don't know. I guess I should be more detailed, but like what kind of goals do you guys have, or what's like your main goal within the next year?
Well, I know we're trying to get more shows out of town.
Yeah.
Just to like
Branch
out, exactly. Like that's the big thing.
Yeah.
One thing that I've noticed because of our genre, we have a few places in town that we can play. There's not really a large spectrum of places we can play in town. So especially if we branch out of town and find reputable venues for metal shows or for whatever kind of goofy shit we do. I don't really know what we would define our genre as, but
Because it's not quite metal, but then it's also not quite punk, but it is punk, but also it's like
Just
it's
say hard
that.
rock. Kinda
Yeah.
throws us in the middle somewhere.
Yeah.
Every song is essentially almost a slight different genre, but we have a unique sound no matter what. So it kind of works out, but obviously it's just easier to tell people we're hard rock because some people, you go to punk shows and those guys are like, "Oh, you guys are awesome, but you're fucking heavy metal," and then you go to like a metal show and they're like, "Not bad for a rock band."
Right.
well, and we use the fuck word, and so there's some places that don't like
That's
the
true.
obscenity.
We've only really done like one family-oriented thing, and part of the stipulation was no cussing.
Yeah, that's a hard one.
Yeah, and that was hard to pull.
Yeah.
That was not.
It is a hard one.
So branching out, get the album done. So working on a second album. We have 7 or 8 songs already ready for that, basically.
Yeah.
So
3 or 4 that are pretty much solidified, and then a bunch of others where
Yeah.
there's ideas.
Okay. So
Yeah.
I mean,
Maybe
thought about it.
maybe a small tour one summer in the
That'd be
next
great.
couple years.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
that'd be great.
But that's probably definitely more a couple years down the line.
Yeah, we
We need that
toured to
money.
Missouri and Indiana.
Yeah, we're not going far.
Mini Midwest. That's fine.
I get it.
Uh,
Right on.
Global. Let's tour to
It's gonna be
let's
Europe.
tour to Australia.
Sure, that sounds affordable.
Yeah. Well, and you guys are an independent band anyways, so
Yeah.
all that shit is costly.
Yes.
Oh yeah, it's expensive.
It really is. I know
Equipment itself is just expensive though too. So.
Yeah.
and it does really suck though that especially where we are at, that there's just not that rock music isn't as popular. I feel like the rock industry in general has just kind of really gone downhill, and it sucks. But the positive thing to all that too is like the big corporations and stuff aren't as big anymore, and people are becoming more independent. And I think that is extremely important. I think that bands becoming independent is going to end up being more successful in the end than waiting for these huge labels to sign these guys and taking half their money.
Well, and then it just allows us to be ourselves.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. Like the funding's not there, but we have creative license, so
Right.
I'd take that trade off.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how do you guys feel about the music industry today?
Great. I don't know about it.
I mean,
Overly
personally,
commoditized, overly corporatized. I mean, you said that. You're right, for sure.
I mean, yeah, your best chance to have like the best of both worlds is like a really honest independent label. Even some of them are taking money from your merch sales, so you're getting next to nothing.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, personally, lyrically, I don't think any major label would give a fuck about what I write about, because I have a song about bugs, crabs, about a guy named John you hate. Like it's
Being on fire.
oh, being on
Being on
fire.
fire.
Having no name, just dumb shit like that is more fun to write about, but I don't think like mainstream would give any attention to that kind of content.
I don't know. You never know. I mean, Cradle of Filth and Bauhaus and all those made it. So I'm just saying.
That's true.
And none of those make much sense if you've ever actually listened to their songs.
Yes.
So, I mean, you never know.
Yeah.
And well, fuck you. Also got Tool too. That guy is a genius, but nobody knows what the fuck he's talking about. So
Yeah, or Andy Kiedis from Red Hot Chili Peppers. I don't know what he's singing about in half his songs.
yeah, but people fucking love him.
No, it's about drugs. We know.